In the heart of ancient Israel, during a time of oppression under Philistine rule, a miracle was about to unfold. A woman named Manoah and her husband, longing for a child, received a divine visitation. An angel of the Lord appeared to Manoah's wife, promising her a son. This son, the angel declared, would be no ordinary child. He would be set apart for a sacred purpose, chosen by God to begin the deliverance of Israel from their enemies. The angel's words were both a promise and a prophecy. This child, named Samson, would grow to possess extraordinary strength, a gift from God. But this gift came with a condition, a sacred vow known as the Nazirite vow. Samson was to be set apart for God from birth. He was forbidden from cutting his hair, consuming alcohol, or touching anything considered unclean. This vow was a symbol of his dedication to God, a visible reminder of his divine purpose. Samson's birth was a beacon of hope for the Israelites, a sign that God had not forgotten his people. He represented the potential for liberation, a champion raised by God to break the chains of oppression. His life, from the very beginning, was intertwined with destiny, a testament to God's power and purpose. Little did anyone know, however, the path that lay before him would be fraught with trials, temptations, and ultimately a tragic end. Yet through it all, Samson's story would become a timeless reminder of God's ability to use even the most flawed individuals to achieve his divine will. The life of a Nazirite was one of strict discipline and unwavering devotion, a path not chosen lightly but embraced with solemn commitment. For Samson it meant a life set apart, a constant reminder of his unique calling and divine purpose. The uncut hair that flowed from his head was not merely a physical attribute, it was a symbol of his consecration to God, a visible manifestation of the divine covenant that bound him. Each time Samson looked in the mirror, he was reminded of his identity, his purpose, and the sacred vow that set him apart from others. He wasn't like other men, he belonged to God, dedicated to a higher calling that demanded his full devotion. This vow, however, was not without its challenges. It required immense strength of character and resilience. It set Samson apart, making him different, often leading to feelings of isolation and solitude. He couldn't partake in the ordinary pleasures of life enjoyed by his peers, the simple joys that others took for granted. He couldn't share a cup of wine with friends or indulge in the celebratory feasts that marked important occasions, always standing apart. This separation, while intended to bring him closer to God, also created a profound sense of isolation, a loneliness that weighed heavily on his heart. Samson walked a lonely path, his extraordinary strength a constant reminder of his extraordinary calling, and the heavy burden it carried. Despite the restrictions, the Nazirite vow imbued Samson with immense physical power, a gift that set him apart in more ways than one. This strength wasn't something he cultivated through physical training or discipline. It was a divine gift, freely given by God, a testament to his unique role. The scriptures tell us that the Spirit of the Lord began to move him, indicating a divine empowerment that set him apart from all others. With his bare hands he could slay a lion, tear apart a young goat, and later, even demolish the gates of a city, feats that were nothing short of miraculous. This extraordinary strength served as a constant reminder of God's presence in his life, a tangible manifestation of the divine covenant that guided him. Yet, this physical strength, while awe-inspiring, also proved to be a double-edged sword, bringing both blessings and burdens. It made Samson a fearsome warrior, capable of superhuman feats that struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. But it also made him impulsive, prone to acting out of anger and passion rather than wisdom and restraint, leading to moments of great conflict. The very gift that set him apart also became a source of temptation, a catalyst for the trials and tribulations that would come to define his life, shaping his destiny in ways he could never have foreseen. As Samson grew to manhood, his heart was drawn to a woman from the very people he was destined to confront, the Philistines. This was a surprising turn of events given the long-standing enmity between the Israelites and the Philistines. Her name was not recorded in the scriptures, but her allure was powerful enough to lead Samson astray. She captivated him in a way that no other woman had. This attraction was more than just a fleeting infatuation, it was a passionate love that defied the societal norms and religious boundaries of the time. Their love story was one that challenged the very fabric of their respective communities. Samson's decision to marry a Philistine woman was met with disapproval from his own people. They could not understand why he would choose a woman from their enemies. "Is there not a woman among the daughters of your relatives or among all our people," they questioned, "that you must go to the Philistines, who are uncircumcised, to get a wife?" Their voices were filled with concern and disbelief. Their concern stemmed from a deep-seated fear of assimilation, of losing their identity in the face of Philistine dominance. They worried about the future of their culture and traditions. But Samson was captivated. Blinded by love, he dismissed their concerns, arguing, "Get her for me, for she pleases me well." His determination was unwavering. He saw only the woman he loved, not the cultural and religious chasm that separated them. His love for her overshadowed all other considerations. This decision, born out of love and desire, would have far-reaching consequences, setting in motion a chain of events that would plunge Samson deeper into a world of conflict and revenge. The repercussions of his choice would echo through the ages. This relationship, however, was not simply a matter of personal choice. It was a pivotal moment in the larger narrative of their people. It was, according to the scriptures, part of God's plan, a divine orchestration that was beyond human understanding. His parents did not know that this was from the Lord, who was seeking an occasion to confront the Philistines, the Bible tells us. They were unaware of the divine purpose behind their son's actions. Unbeknownst to Samson, his love for this Philistine woman was a catalyst, a divine setup for the conflict that was to come. His personal desires were intertwined with a greater destiny. His marriage, while seemingly driven by personal desire, was part of a larger tapestry woven by God, a tapestry that would ultimately lead to the deliverance of his people. This union was a crucial thread in the divine plan. The wedding feast, a joyous occasion meant to celebrate the union of two families, became the breeding ground for deceit and revenge. What was supposed to be a day of happiness and unity quickly turned into a stage for treachery and betrayal. Samson, eager to test the wit of his Philistine guests, proposed a riddle. His challenge was not just a game, but a test of intellect and cunning. The wager was high 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes if they could solve it within 7 days. The stakes were set, and the tension in the air was palpable. The riddle itself, drawn from Samson's encounter with a lion, was shrouded in symbolism. Out of the eater came something to eat, and out of the strong came something sweet. It was a puzzle that held deep personal significance for Samson. The Philistines, unable to solve the riddle, resorted to treachery. Their frustration grew as the days passed, and their desperation led them down a dark path. They threatened Samson's bride, coercing her to extract the answer from him. The pressure on her was immense, and the stakes were life-threatening. Torn between her loyalty to her husband and her fear of her own people, she succumbed to their pressure. Her heart was heavy with the weight of her impossible choice. She wept before Samson, accusing him of hating her and refusing to consummate their marriage until he revealed the answer. Her tears were a weapon, and her sorrow was genuine. Samson, blinded by love and unaware of the conspiracy, relented and divulged the solution. His trust in her was absolute, and his love made him vulnerable. When the Philistines returned with the answer, boasting, "What is sweeter than honey? What is stronger than a lion?" Their triumph was a bitter pill for Samson to swallow. Samson knew he had been betrayed. The realization hit him like a thunderbolt, shaking the very foundation of his trust. His anger, fueled by the injustice and humiliation, burned fiercely. It was a fire that would not be easily quenched. "If you had not plowed with my heifer," he retorted, "you would not have solved my riddle." His words were sharp, cutting through the air with the weight of his betrayal. The betrayal cut deep, planting the seeds of vengeance in Samson's heart. His mind was now set on retribution. This incident marked a turning point in Samson's life. It was a moment of profound change, altering the course of his destiny. The joy of his marriage was shattered, replaced by a bitter sense of betrayal. The celebration had turned into a nightmare. The Philistines, in their desperation to win the wager, had unwittingly awakened a sleeping giant. Samson's wrath was now a force to be reckoned with. Their actions would have far-reaching consequences, igniting a cycle of violence and retribution that would consume both sides in its wake. The seeds of revenge had been sown, and the harvest would be bloody. Samson, filled with anger and a thirst for vengeance, takes drastic measures against the Philistines. He captures 300 foxes, ties their tails together in pairs, and attaches a burning torch to each pair. He then releases them into the Philistines' grain fields, vineyards, and olive groves, causing widespread destruction. The Philistines, enraged by the loss, seek out Samson to exact their own revenge. This act of retaliation sets off a chain of events that will shape the destiny of both Samson and his enemies. In the annals of history, few tales resonate with the sheer power of divine strength like that of Samson. Born with a purpose, he was destined to be a beacon of hope for his people. His strength wasn't just physical, it was a testament to the divine force that flowed through him. With unwavering faith, Samson faced insurmountable odds, proving time and again that true strength comes from within and from a higher power. Ah, the allure of forbidden love. It's a tale as old as time, and Samson's story is no different. His heart, though strong, was vulnerable to the charms of Delilah. She was captivating and her allure was undeniable. But with her beauty came deception. Samson, blinded by love, revealed the secret of his strength, setting the stage for his eventual downfall. It's a poignant reminder of how even the mightiest can be brought low by the complexities of the heart. Betrayed by the one he loved, Samson's downfall was swift and tragic. Stripped of his strength, he was captured and humiliated by his enemies. The once mighty hero found himself in chains, a shadow of his former self. But even in his darkest hour, there was a glimmer of hope. Samson's story reminds us that no matter how far we fall, redemption is always within reach. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of faith. In his final moments, Samson found redemption. With a prayer and a final surge of strength, he brought down the temple of his captors, sacrificing himself to save his people. His legacy is one of courage, faith, and the enduring power of redemption. Samson's story continues to inspire, reminding us that even in our weakest moments, we have the strength to rise again and leave a lasting impact on the world.